Namo Namaha. Today let's talk about Ram. But we all know the glories of Sri Ram. We've heard them many, many times. We have even seen them on TV, maybe a live play. Maybe have read the Ram Chaitramanas or Valmiki's Ramayan. We have, or many articles online. But today let's talk about that Naam, that name of Ram, that beautiful name, that name which our Purans have talked about, that name that our Upanishad speaks so highly of, that name that Sadashiv himself, while he's meditating, he chants that name, Ram, 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 that beautiful name. As Goswami Tulsidas ji said in the Ram Chaitramanas, Kali Mala Mathana Nama Mamatahana. That Naam itself is sufficient to remove all this dirt, all this mal from Kali Yuga, all this impurity, that Naam itself. It's by chanting that name we reach a certain level. As Tulsidas ji said, Sabajanata Prabhu Prabhuta sohi, Tadapi kahe binu raha na kohi, Taha Beda asa Karana Rakha Bhajana Prabhau Bhati Bahu Bhasha. Bhajana Prabhau Bhati Bahu Bhasha. That God, you cannot describe God through our scriptures, through anything. It's very hard to do that. But with bhajan, with devotion, we can slowly experience that, Lord. Slowly experience that extreme consciousness, that pure consciousness. But through bhajan, through devotion. That's why Naam is important. I believe Maluk Das said this, Govind tu sacha, Govind tero naam sacha. Someone might have asked him that you say Govind tu sacha, but you have never seen Govind. So he said, Govind tero naam sacha. Oh Govind, your name is the truth. It doesn't matter if you have seen them or not, but the name exists. That Ram is there. And through that Ram, many have experienced Sri Ram himself. That Ram who holds the bow and arrow. That Ram whose left side Sita sits. That Ram. People have experienced it. And slowly a devotee gets a thought. And Goswami Tulsidas ji beautifully talks about this. Kari karuna bhari nayana bilokhu tabajan hu apanayo. When you look at me with your eyes filled with tears, when your eyes filled up, I will believe that you have accepted me. Till then I will not believe. That devotional thought that many cannot understand because they haven't reached there. They haven't experienced it. They haven't understood it. They're all too fixed on this falsified universe, this world where, this Maya, this illusion exists. They're all too fixed on that. So through the name of Ram, through Ram himself, we can experience this bhav of, oh Prabhu, please pick me. Please pick me and give me darshan. That bhav that these rishis have experienced, that bhav that Meera experienced, that bhav, that feeling, that emotion that Tulsidas experienced, Suradas experienced. There's so many people have experienced that bhav. But to experience that, Naam is important. Without Naam, without the name, we can't go anywhere. People do, these useless type of paths. And I'm not saying that they're useless. The only reason I'm saying it is because when they're doing it, they have no intention of being focused within it. They're just in their own mind. They're in their own realm. And I've talked about this before, but it applies with everything. So Naam, on this auspicious day of Ramanavami, just chant the name of Ram, Ram, Ram. And maybe you will experience what Ram truly is. Maybe you will explain what the seers of the Vedas have experienced. Maybe you will experience that thought when Ram was walking in the Dandakaranya forest, and all these rishis saw Ram, and they all ran to give him a hug. But because of Ram's entire persona and his entire form at that time, they were unable to give him a hug. So they had to come back again in Dwapar Yuga and play Ras with Krishna, just so that they could experience Krishna. Going back to the thought of our eyes, that, our eyes are just so impure. They're filled with this dirt that we cannot truly see God. We see God and then we find faults in God. We read tales about God and we find faults. Our eyes are so messed up. And that's why Ram is there. That's why that name is there. Ram is the name which will give Vishram to all, which will give peace to all. So keep on chanting that name. Stay happy, stay blissful, and of course, stay vulnerable. Namo Namaha.